Hi, I'm Beaker, and this is Project Zomboid Survival Guide Explained. And this is Trudy the Fence Lens, our burglar. Section 4 of the guide explains the utilities of water, electricity, and fuel. This video elaborates on how to get clean water, what tainted water is, and how it can be used, how to get fuel, and how to use fuel to generate electricity. Default Apocalypse and Builder settings begin with both utilities water and electricity on. This guide warns that the utilities will be shut off eventually. As time progresses and Knox County falls further into chaos, these utilities will shut off randomly. If you survive, or continue making new characters in the same save file long enough, it will happen during your playthrough. Understanding how to source clean water is vital to survival in Project Zomboid. In Project Zomboid, you need to get water. In order to get water, you come up to a plumb sink, right-click, fill. We have our water bottle. We can right-click this, and we can favorite it. With it favorited, we're not going to accidentally drop it. We can't throw it out of our inventory, we can't put it into this. However, what we can do is we can put it into a backpack. Any item that's favorited, and you right-click this bag, and you drop this bag, or you unequip it, you have now dropped it. So, even though you have an item favorited, it doesn't mean that it's going to stay in your inventory forever. If it's in a container, and you drop that container, it will get dropped. We want to keep a water bottle in our primary inventory at all times. With the water bottle in our primary inventory, Autodrink will happen. If we disable the Autodrink, this container will no longer be drunk from by our character. With Autodrink enabled, the character, for instance, Trudy the Fence Lens, our burglar, will continue to drink the water until the water bottle is empty, in which point, Trudy the Fence Lens will start getting thirsty. We can see how much water is remaining here. This bottle is purified water. We can tell because there's no little green skull here. We also know where we got this water from. We got it from the sink. It started raining. We can place things on the ground to collect this rainwater. If it says can be used to collect rainwater when placed on ground outside, that means it can collect rainwater. All we have to do is drag it out of our inventory. Just throw it on the ground. You can also right-click place item if we want to place it nicely, and we can hold R to rotate. For now, we're just going to throw it all on the ground. Everything that can collect water. Ooh. This red paint can be used to plastered walls. This is actually a water container. We right click, we pour it on the ground. Gotta take it out of our backpack first. Things like red paint will give you a paint bucket. Now this empty paint bucket can be used to collect rainwater and place in the ground outside. Let's place it down. This water bottle, let's see, we have an empty water bottle. It does not say it can be collect rainwater and place in the ground outside. As you see, it's not actually collecting water. Once you've placed a few containers on the ground, it's going to start filling up with water. You can see how much water is collected, depending on how hard it's raining. This one's already full. Let's go ahead and place the rest of these down. There's a little skull. You see this little green skull? That means it's unsafe for drinking. Also, if you mouse over it, it says Tainted Water, unsafe for drinking, and it'll tell you exactly how you need to sterilize it. You don't have to worry about water filters. Since we have electricity, we can use our oven, our coffee maker, and our microwave in order to purify this water. Now, this microwave can be altered so it works on batteries if you have a high electrical, but we'll worry about that later. For now, it can fit water bottles and plastic things such as this. Water can, cup of plastic water, or plastic cup of water, so sterilized by boiling in a microwave. You can see that it says that specifically. You can right-click this microwave, click Settings, and we turn up hot. You can also put on a timer if you want to. You turn on. You can also click just turn on or turn off right here, and it's starting to be purified. It's tainted water. As you see it starting to get red, it is getting purified. Now we just let this go for a little bit. These cups aren't full yet because they haven't been out in the rain long enough. You can't put this metal bucket with water onto this coffee maker. However, you can put this little teacup, this tumbler, you can put this mug of water in here. You can't put the bowl of water, but this coffee maker actually purifies water as well. You can right click, look at settings, see the temperature you want to set it at. It's actually a little tiny oven. Now, if you prefer Celsius to Fahrenheit, you can click between these, but I use Fahrenheit for now. See, it's already purified. That little skull has gone away. It's starting to get red, which means it's being hot. It's getting hot. The tainted debuff has gone away now. It no longer is tainted water. This is safe to drink. Let's just turn this off. Let's turn this off. Now in our oven here, we can also purify water. Note that we need to have electricity for all of these appliances at the moment. Now we've got our oven, it can fit 15. Alright, turn on. Now we're gonna, we can look at our settings of the oven here, turn it up, set a timer if we want to. Alright, and it's already purified. Turn off. If you don't have electricity yet, or you're out in the woods camping, you can use a propane grill. You could find these in people's backyards and all over the place, really. You can move one of these if you remove the propane tank by right-click, remove propane tank, pick up George 4-Guy Barbecue. We now have it in our inventory. We're going to go ahead and right-click, place item. When you're placing an item, you can click and drag to see which direction you want it to face. I'm going to place our George 4-Guy grill here. I'm going to pick up our propane tank, which we can see is full, and place it in here. This is also how you would change the propane. Now that we've got our propane tank in here, we can see our BBQ info. It has propane, 20 hours. It is unlit. Let's put our Tainted Water in here. And we're going to right click, and we're going to turn on this barbecue. We're now cooking. We can right click, add fuel, ripped sheet. We're going to put all 4 of these ripped sheets in here. Oh, we don't want to do that. We're going to hit escape, and we're going to cancel it. We're going to cancel that action by hitting escape. If we look at our fuel, BBQ info, it's got 15 minutes of fuel left. Now we need to light this fire somehow. We need a kindling, such as a ripped sheet and a lighter. You can also cut down a tree and get some logs and tree branches, twigs, anything that could work as fuel, books. And now we're going to go ahead and light the fire with ripped sheets and lighter. We now have our barbecue grill going. Let's go ahead and put some water in there. Let's pour out this paint bucket. Well, first of all, let's top off our water. Pour it into the bottle. Oh, we forgot about our saucepan. Now we've got a water source that has purified water in it. We can also fill it to the brim. Let's fill it up. Once we've placed this paint bucket with water, it is now tainted. Any bit of tainted water, even if it's completely purified, does not dilute the water. It is going to be dangerous to drink. Just a little bit of tainted water poisons the entire bunch, so we're going to have to re-purify that water. Let's go ahead and get this going. Both of these, this propane grill and this barbecue grill, can be used without electricity and also safely indoors. We can right-click and we can cut down this tree by clicking right-click and clicking cut down tree. You see all these little greens? These are all the different trees around. You can cut down this tree as long as you have an axe. The bar fills up and it'll cut it down. Eventually. Now you have some logs of tree branches. You don't have to use the right-click cut down. You can just walk up to a tree and attack it, and it will cut it down. This is arguably better because it allows you to maintain situational awareness, and it actually reduces the durability loss on your axe. Okay. What do we need to make the campfire kit again? Oh, we don't have the stuff here. We can type in, campfire kit. 2 logs, 3 planks. There's multiple ways to make a campfire kit. Good thing we checked. We need a book, a dirty rag, or some twigs. Or a ripped sheet. Well, we don't need our socks now, do we? Let's go ahead and rip our socks. Okay, we've got a campfire kit. We're going to go ahead and craft. You can do this by clicking craft here, or if you come up here, you can right-click and click Make Campfire Kit. Your character will then go ahead and pick up the logs and the materials needed, and then make the campfire kit. Campfire kits are dangerous. They can spread fire. These 2 barbecues, they will not spread fire. These campfire materials, you right-click, and you click Build a Fire. We're going to do this slightly away from the house because this can actually spread the fire. Build a fire. If you walk over this, you will catch fire. If a zombie walks over it, they will catch fire. You can weaponize this, but for now, we're going to go ahead and right-click Campfire info. We don't have any fuel for this campfire. So we're going to have to get some kind of fuel for our fire. Right click, add fuel, we're going to put the tree branch in. And let's light our fire using 2 dirty rags and a lighter. It uses only one of the stack of 2. Even though it's raining outside, this fire is still burning. We can still purify water with this, even though it's raining. Let's go ahead and grab our paint bucket with water. Add the paint bucket to the fire. We can see how long we have, how much fuel is remaining in our campfire. 57 minutes. And we're purified. We can right click and we can put out the fire. It's not dangerous now. Antique ovens, which you can find in warehouses or in cabins, are extremely heavy. They've got a 40 encumbrance. Your character can only carry 50. You will take damage when you're carrying more than your comfortable amount. However, you will not die. You will be very vulnerable to zombies. So we're going to take this out of our trunk of our car. We can put it back into the trunk. This is how I got this here. Put it into the trunk. There it is. Our trunk can carry 95, 48. We're going to grab our antique oven. We're going to put it inside. If we right-click our antique oven, we can place item. Or we can come up to here and click place. Now, as we're placing it, you see the skill required is carpentry, but there is no minimum level requirement. The tool that we need is one of these 3 types of hammers. And we're placing it down. You could also click and drag to change the facing of this oven. But here we have it. You can pick this up by going to the pickup tool. You see encumbrance 40. We have enough space. Remember, our maximum is 50, just like this floor tile. We can only store 50 on that floor. And it takes a little bit to pick it up. Notice that we have a slight bit of discomfort because we're taking minor damage. We are extremely over-encumbered. This is not that big of an issue as long as there's no zombies around. Click, drag to change the facing. Some can only have certain facings, so we're going to place this back down again. It takes a while to place this down. Since it's a wood-burning stove, we don't need electricity. We just need some sort of fuel to place into this fire. We can go out here. It's kind of dark. Let's hold F. Equip flashlight in secondary. Alright, now we can see a lot better. Let's go ahead and grab one of these logs. If we want to get rid of our flashlight, we can just hold F, turn it off, and unequip it. You don't have to turn it off first. What we're going to do is we're going to right-click this log. We're going to saw this log. So what happens if you don't have a lighter and you don't have electricity and you need to make a fire? Well, you can take this plank, you can drill the plank, you're going to need a screwdriver and a plank, or any of the knives on that list right there, and you're going to get a notched wooden plank. Then, you're going to have to take one of these planks, and you're going to have to make a sturdy stick. We have fuel added to the fire. We can light this with a notched wooden plank and a sturdy stick. You don't even need matches. You don't need a lighter. It might take a couple tries, but it will work. As we'll see here, we'll fast forward. Didn't work. Light fire. There we go. Our fire has been lit using just a sturdy stick and a notched wooden plank. We can use this warm cooking pot with water to disinfect these rags. Saucepans also work for doing this. We now have 2 sterilized rags. Since it's raining, it's a great time to plant crops. Good time to start your garden when it is raining. If you have a shovel, you can do this barehanded, but you might scratch your fingers. Or some other gardening implement such as a trowel, or a garden hoe, or a garden fork. You can dig a furrow. With that furrow, you can sow a seed. You need to open up the seed, the cabbage seed packet, and sow that seed. You can click info, and you can see that this is currently parched. You right click and go to water, you can see how much you can water it with our water on us. However, since it is raining, oh no, the rain just ended. We can still water this plant. It does not have to be clean water. You can use tainted water to water your crops. Right click, water. With our paint bucket, we'll water it to full. Our plant is now well watered. We'll cover farming in detail during the crafting section. Apart from aim outlines, another option that you want to select as a new player to Project Zomboid, or an experienced player to Project Zomboid, is you go to Escape, you go to Options, you go to Accessibility, and you click Resume Normal Speed when timed actions complete. What this allows you to do is fast forward with impunity. It'll end the fast forward state as soon as your timed action completes. So if we wash our t-shirt and we fast forward, it instantly goes back to normal time. You don't have to do anything. Washing machines are fully functional in Project Zomboid as long as they have electricity and they have plumbed water to them. We can see that there's water here. We can fill up our empty bottle with the washing machine. What we can do here is we can place this bloody sneakers into the washing machine, bloody lumberjack shirt, and we can see that it's bloody. Turn it on. It's going to start getting wet. Alright. It's completely clean. We can wait until it automatically shuts off on its own, or we can go ahead and just turn it off now. We can put this into the clothes dryer, which will work as long as there is power nearby. We can right click, we can turn it on here, and our dryer is operational. Here we also have a combo washer and dryer unit. That's one of these little blue things right here. You can switch between dryer and you can switch between washing machine, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and put some bloody jeans into our clothing washer. Now we have it set to washer because we can see it says clothing washer. Let's turn it on. It's going to start getting wet and it's going to start getting clean. Great. The only downside is we can't really move them easily. See, it takes electrical 0 out of 3 and we need a screwdriver. There's also items in the container so we can't move it. Even if there's nothing in there, we still need level 3 electrical in order to disconnect this washing machine and take it with us. So for now, we're going to have to go to a laundromat. Or find a base that's got one already installed. If you did have 3 electrical, you could go ahead and plumb this, pick this up, bring it back to your base, set it down anywhere inside of your house, and plumb it. We'll get into the specifics of plumbing in the carpentry video. We have our soaked jeans here. Turn this off. Combo washer. Set to dryer. Turn it on. These are great. We can also wash ourselves. You can see there's only 2 units of water here. It would take 18 to fully wash. You can wash in a puddle. It doesn't have to be clean water in order to wash. The water is still on. We know this because we can go to wash ourselves and it says water 18 out of 18, water 70 out of 70. We can fill all of these. We can also, since we have a pipe wrench, we can go to our pickup tool, pick up this large deluxe bath. You can do this with sinks, and you can do this with toilets, but you see there's a chance to break it, whereas our bathtub has no chance. So we're just going to go ahead and pick up this bathtub. We're going to fast forward. Alright, we have our bathtub. We can right click, and we can pick these up, both of these pieces, 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. Once we have both of them in our inventory, we can right click. We have 2 options to place. One of them only places half of it. The other one, when you click place, actually places it. Alternatively, you can come up here, click place. We're going to place our deluxe bath. Fast forward. Our deluxe bath has been placed. However, there's no water. We have to plumb it. We're going to connect it to the main water line. Click plumb. As long as you have a pipe wrench, you can do this. We now have water plumbed into this deluxe bath. Alright. You can do this with rain collectors, but we'll cover that in carpentry. Apart from small puddles on the ground, or plumbed water sources, or rainwater collected, you can come to large natural water sources such as a pond, river, or lake, right click, and you can drink from here, but it is tainted. You can fill up your empty water bottle, but you'll have to purify it. You can fish in it if you have the proper equipment, or you can wash yourself here. An important thing to note about these natural water sources is that it does not freeze during the winter, and rainwater does not come during the winter. You cannot turn snow into water. Once the snow starts falling, there's no more rainwater collection. When you're out looting, you might encounter one of these water dispensers. If you see one of these, you can go to pick up and you can grab it. This 30 encumbrance water dispenser will remain 30 encumbrance whether it's got 0 or its full 250 water capacity. These are mobile, and you can bring clean water with you. The best way to store large volumes of water. You have to watch out with these water dispensers though, because if you try to put any tainted water into a clean water supply, it will poison the entire bunch. So we've got 3 units of water in our water dispenser here. We're going to add water. We're going to add this tainted water bottle. It is unsafe for drinking. We're going to have to pull every single bit of water out here in order to sterilize it. We can also use these to measure how much water are in your water bottles. So for instance, if we add water for a mug of water, it says water 101. Not all water bottles are created equally. For instance, this beer bottle, let's just go ahead and have a sip here. You can fill this empty bottle, and when you add water from item, water bottle, it says 6 out of 6. This water bottle, however, weighs, you can see it weighs 0.4. You can see that the bourbon bottle has 12 units of water with a 0.7 encumbrance, the orange soda bottle has 10 units of water with 0.8 encumbrance, and this beer bottle has 6 units of water with a 0.4 encumbrance. If you're unable to find a good water container, or any water container, you can always pour out a bottle of bleach. Be very careful with this because it will kill you. It is poison. If you pour it on the ground, fill it up, it is completely rinsed now. It's completely safe to drink from. This bottle of water is purified water, nothing to be worried about. It carries 10 units of water, although it's 9 because I just took a drink from it, and it weighs 1.6, twice as much as a normal bottle of water. So we've got our generator in our trunk. Notice that we can carry 95 in this trunk. We're going to go ahead and take the generator. A neat thing about cars is that you can put anything into the seat. You can put one large item into the seat. For instance, this generator. We right click, place it. We now have our generator in our seat. Even though it's 40 out of 20, it fits in the seat. Note that when there's something in the seat, you cannot go there. It is blocked. With our generator, if we try to place it inside, it's dangerous. It will fill the building with toxic fumes when it's operated here. We don't want that. We're going to take our generator, and we're going to place it outside. There's plenty of airflow. What we need to do in order to use this generator is read the manual. Fortunately, I have a how to use generator manual right here. We're going to read this. We're going to fast forward time. Okay, we've read our generator manual. We now know how to connect this generator. Anybody can turn on, turn off, or repair the generator. It only takes the manual to connect the generator. It doesn't matter if you have 0 or 10 electrical skill, you will not be able to connect this generator unless you're an electrician or you've read the manual. We can no longer pick up the generator once it's connected. In order to move this generator, we're going to have to disconnect it. You can check under Info, Training Materials, Recipes, how to use generators. If this is highlighted like this, or if it's not gray, you've read the skill manual. Our generator has 0% fuel in it. We need to get some gas in this thing. You can come up to a vehicle, right click, see if there's a siphon gasoline option, or you can hit V, see if there's a siphon gasoline option, or you can right click, click Vehicle Mechanics, hit V, click Vehicle Mechanics, or simply stand in front where the hood is and hit E to open up the Vehicle Mechanics. From here, in this menu, you can mouse over the gas tank and see that there's 28.209 units out of 51, or 55% remaining. That means that this vehicle has gas. We're going to go ahead and either hit V to siphon gasoline, or right click to siphon gasoline into our empty gas can or empty bottle, both of which can hold fuel. And we're going to fill all. When we're siphoning gasoline, it puts it into our hands on the top left. You can see what we're currently holding. Now, with our fuel, we're going to come up to our generator and add fuel. Let's add all. With the generator running, it will create noise, and there's going to be a potential that zombies will come investigate. Now, when this generator is on, you can mouse the generator info and see everything that is drawing power from this. The less things that are drawing power, the longer the fuel will last for. This condition will gradually go down the longer the generator is on for. You must repair this with electrical parts, which you can get from disassembling electrical things. What do these numbers mean? If we look at our generator power usage, it's percent fuel remaining divided by the total power demand. What this would look like is 77 divided by 0.28. Now if we go to our calculator here, we go 77 divided by 0.28 equals 275. So this is 275 hours of power. And if we take that divided by 24, we have 11.45 days in-game of power. So that's how this works. We have a percent fuel remaining divided by our power demand. That's 77 divided by 0.28 equals 275 hours, which is 11.45 days. Game power. Now, how do we repair this generator? Well, we have to turn it off, and we need scrap electronics. You right-click, you fix generator. It's going to use some of our scrap electronics, and there we go. Our condition is back at 100. You can turn it back on. Our generator is good to go for another 11 days or so. Unless our condition gets too low, then it could explode. We don't want that. We found a gas station. It's time to pull over. Our fuel is getting kind of low. So if we hit V, we can refuel from gas pump. As long as there's power coming to this fuel pump, we can fuel up. However, we might have some company. You have to make sure that you're pumping gas from the driver's side. Fuel from gas pump. If you're not sure where the gas cap is on your vehicle, try to siphon some, or try to put some in. Your character will walk directly to where it is and be able to do it. Uh-oh, we got a straggler. Keep your head on a swivel when you're trying to fuel your truck or your car, because very dangerous. You get snuck up on while this is happening. It's not good. Oh. I left the truck running. It's good for quick getaways. Since the electricity this gas station is on, we can take fuel. We can fill up our empty gas can. We're going to place a generator, connect our generator, we're going to fuel it up. Alright, our generator is topped off. Let's top off our gas can, take fuel into gas can. With the generator placed next to a fuel pump, you have a near unlimited source of fuel. Let's turn this on. We can see that the generator info, it's not really taking a lot. The total power consumption is 0.02 liters per hour. We're going to turn this off though so it doesn't attract zombies. And we'll just leave this here so that we are prepped for if and when electricity does go off. We'll be able to come here, turn on our generator, and we'll have access to fuel. We can refuel from gas pump at our leisure. Fuel is also used for disposing of corpses. You can right-click as long as you have fuel in your inventory and a light source, such as a lighter or a match, and burn the corpse. Be careful, this will spread. I'm gonna pour some fuel on the fire. Don't step on it, you will die. Well, you burnt this corpse. The fire is spreading. That's a little disconcerting. Make sure you do this away from your building, or else it could burn a hole in the wall. Now that we've got an empty bottle, a ripped sheet, and a gas can, we can go ahead and make a Molotov cocktail. These are extremely dangerous. Be very careful when you're using them. In order to use this Molotov cocktail, you have to have it equipped, have a lighter in your offhand, then you throw it. Hopefully you don't burn down everything. Throw by being in combat stance and left clicking. It's a good thing that you've got fuel now. Be very careful, because now there could be burning corpses coming straight at you. And you don't want to get burned by that, do you? Look at the fire. It's spreading. We didn't even have to light that corpse on fire manually. It did it on its own, thanks to our Molotov cocktail. If you have a fire extinguisher, you can very easily put out fires. We have a fire here. We're going to extinguish this fire. This white circle is where you're going to stand to put it out. That green circle is what's going to be extinguished. Uh-oh, we need to do this quick before it spreads to our house. That's how you fight fires. Good luck. Zomboid Survival Guide number 4, Water, actually covers water, fuel, and electricity, because you need fuel in order to get electricity, and you need to understand how to purify water, sometimes by using electricity or by fire. For many survivors, once the water and electricity shuts off, they'll have problems surviving. But not us, now that we know how to secure clean water, fuel, and electricity. Good luck.